Hi guys, today we're gonna be talking about cleaning this pool. I've been sharing about this pool for a bit, right guys? Okay, so it kind of get a little bit really hard at times, cleaning the pool, placing stuff in it, and then leaf off the tree, fall in the pool, and then you have to physically scrub it with a brush and vacuum it when it's time to vacuum. It's really a lot of work. And so as to minimize all of that in the pool, guys, so as to minimize all of that, right? Minimize work, because we are living in an age in which you have technology, right guys? All right, so today I'm going to be introducing to you guys new technology in which we're going to be using so as to get this pool clean without doing the vacuum with the hose and the tubing and all that. I'm going to show you something which have been purchased so as to deal with all of that, right guys? This is not an ad for anything that have been purchased. It's just how creative life can become at times when you choose the most economical way to do things. So WYBOT, should I say WYBOT, cordless robotic pool cleaner have been purchased so as to do all that work in the pool. And yeah, we're gonna see how this works as far as getting it out. So first thing first, I think it needs to be charged, right guys? So I'm gonna be charging the robot and then share it to you how it works. Alrighty, so pool has been shown. Pool is dirty, robot is there. Let's do the next best thing. So here is the WYBOT pulling the box right now to put it to charge. Okay, and we are going to be pulling the box, myself and my son, so that we can put it to charge. So let's see what's inside of this box. Yeah. Alrighty. Alright, so as usual, you always have the manual, right guys? And this is the package inside, right? Okay, so this is how it looks, and we're gonna look at it now, see how this robot thing works so as to get the pool clean and done. So the first thing we have to do, guys, is to actually get it charged. And it takes an average, I think it's 3.5 hours, 4 hours to be charged. So it's going to be going in now to be charged, right? And in a few hours time, you see what happened with this robot. Alright guys, ready. So we'll be jumping to it in a few seconds. So of course guys, we wouldn't be filming 3 hours of charging. So this is how it looks. Alright, so I'm charging it. When it's finished charge, we are gonna go through the manual, see how it operates. Alrighty. Guys, so the robot has been charged, right guys? So we are coming from there, looking at the space, taking it out of the box, charging it for roughly 4 hours, right? And now we are going to be now we are going to be okay guys. So before we go in, I'm gonna be pulling it to see how inside of it is right? If this is a filter, it will suck the water, and the water will come up through this, and we'll clean this when it's finished, right guys? Right, so everything will come up through this, and this is where the mess will come up. Get rid of that. All right, and I'm going to be putting in the filter again. Right, and I'm going to be closing the top. Expensive one. Right, okay, all right. Right, so ready to go on the road. Let's see what's happening. Let's see what happened. So guys, after roughly about 2 hours, this is how the pool looks, with the robot actually doing its work, right guys? Yeah, it's amazing. There's only a few things in which I see regarding the robot doing its work. One of which, guys, the algae that is built up. Although you would more than likely you would put you chop the water still so as to get the algae to fall to the base, and then now you would have the robot do its work. But the robot doesn't have any scrubbing pads to move over the algae area, because if I do have, let's say, the scrubber, right, and that green spot right here, notice the robot is going over the green spots, right? It's not storing the green spot. But if I use the brush, I can brush and you will see the green spot disappearing with the brush. So it doesn't have any brush underneath it. But I guess the more advanced model, because I think this is the A1 model, comes with a little bit more perks with it, right guys? Yeah, so far everything is going good, and I love how it looks, guys. Yeah, so I don't have to be cleaning the pool with any mesh, stressing myself at the sides, and so as to flick out the trash. Once the trash end up on the substrate, try holding it over the water to you know, get the excess water out. Right, it is shaken off and it's placed on firm space, and we're going to be looking inside to see what it has in it. So here, this is the filter, guys. This is how it looks. Now what you're going to be doing now is to just take the hose. So all of this was in here. So we're going to take the hose, we're going to rinse out this and put it to dry for another time, and then put everything back together. Yeah, I should have shared with you earlier on, guys. I did not remember that there are two filters within the filtration mechanism, one for large items and one for very minute microscopic items. So this is for microscopic, this is for large items. Alright, so I'm putting it back together now after it has been washed. However, I want it to dry, so I'm gonna allow it to stay a little bit drying, and then I'm gonna be putting them back together. Okay, guys, so after the machine, the robot, have been put to dry, right, I have actually placed back the parts together, in which you have the filtration system laid out. We have it's like the entire sequence of events that are happening within this space, guys, is like mechanical filtration only, right? So you have this section keeps the large leaves, right, after it has been sucked up into the machine, keeps the large leaf, but there are going to be some fine particles that are going to be still heading upward, because what is going to happen is that the water is being sucked in and it being pushed out, right, guys? So what happens is that the larger particles are here, or should I say material, or yeah, pieces of waste are in this space, right? The not so large ones are going to be filtered through this, right, guys? And then now the minute particles, the microscopic particles are going to be filtered right here, right, through this, right? And then now the water itself will return to using the pump, it will be returned to, so you have one that is intake, one that is outtake, right, outflow, right? And you have the water being sucked up, going through the process, and it being spit out, right? But during the entire process, it is being filtered. Now, one thing I shared already, an issue which I have with this mechanism, right? Because you know my channel is about adventure, it's about looking at technology, it's about seeing where technology assists. I believe that probably within the newer version, because this is an A1, which is like one of those that like a prototype, is like it is a simpler version, right, guys? So I believe that if this system was able to, let's say, let me show you here. If this system had a mechanism where it could dispense like a shock, a pool case shock, into the pool itself, it would be so awesome. Because this is because algae can be a sore point of contention within a pool like this, guys. Because what happens is that the algae is at the sides, it has sections, right, and the robot is unable to scrub. I do not know if the later versions are able to do that. What happened this morning is that I placed some, we placed some shock within the space, right? And if you look in the pool, you realize that there's some amount of dark spots, right, like dirt, right? Well, those are remnants of the algae after we have actually scrubbed and we have actually added shock to the space. You find that you know, the algae is dying. So as to manage that now, what is going to happen is that I'm going to be placing the robot into the space again, so as to do a cleaning, right? And this is done like probably about once or twice per week, which upkeeps the pool, and it you are free to do several other things other than being at the poolside trying to keep the pool clean as possible, right? So the machine is a very, very cool, nice machine to use within the space, guys. It reduces the time in which you would use normally to vacuum and clean the pool. Rest of the pool is like being used on a regular basis. So if this robot had the capability to dispense shock, sit there even for another hour or two and wait until the shock have actually done its work on the algae that's either floating in the pool itself or at a position where it can easily be vacuumed out using the robot, it will be good. The issue is that the shock itself might have some impact on the different parts of the machine. So I guess that is one of the considerating factors why a biological type of methodology to get rid of algae within space might be like not really in the near future. So I'm going to be placing it back into the pool. So in placing it back into the pool, guys, I'm going to be turning it on, right? Then I'm going to be placing it into the water. Hold on a sec. It's showing that the section is alright. So place it in. Okay. Gets a while, settles, and it starts to work. So it will be here again. Shock was, so it starts to work, right, guys? So it will be doing its work for the next 2 hours. The shock was placing it early this morning, probably about 3 hours ago. Right, so it will work. The robot will work for about another 2 hours, and we'll see what happens after that. I know that this is a lengthy video, but I just wanted to share with you the use of the robot itself, and how it's save time, advantages and all that, and some of the missing keys as far as the WYBOT use. Alright, guys, peace out, catch you next time. Video is finally ending now. Bye bye.